150.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse, 29th of October. Today's Halloween, but more importantly, 70K. We did it. Let me just turn the volume off on there. We did it. We got 70K. We broke through not only the first of the two lines that I had, but the second. I had 70,100, 70,900, and we are currently sitting at 71-ish, 71,250, something like that, which is obviously great for everybody. But again, heed the warnings. We have to hold it. I think there is some important data coming out on Friday. I don't know if it's the jobs report or something else. I'll have to have a look, maybe for tomorrow's show. But there's some news coming out that could wick us back down. The key is take 70k and hold it. That's the key. Taking it with one candle and then falling below doesn't mean anything, okay? This is the 4th attempt now, I think we've had at it. We've got to hold it. Anyway, we've got a lot to talk about. I do have a poll of the day. Can we hold 70k? And 100% of people have said yes. You are clearly all in bullish moods, and I don't blame you. Now, very quickly, before we get into the show, something I want to tell you about. On Wednesday, I nearly said on Friday, on Wednesday, 7 p.m, we have our Halloween special. We're going to be giving away Mew on the night. Mew, of course, is the sponsor of the show. We'll be giving away Mew, probably about 5 winners given away on the night. That's at 7 p.m. For those of you that live in the UK, that's 6 p.m. So about 7 hours from now, your local time, I think. 8 hours from now. 8 hours from now on Wednesday. That's all I really got to say. A few good mornings at KB, Velvet Rope, Mags. Chris is in chat, and I think Kishan is there as well. Good morning to you all. We have a lot to go through. We are going to go through MetaPlanet. Are they the Japanese MicroStrategy? I certainly think so. We're going to look at a $95 XRP. Again, I don't know what people are smoking these days. ADA, with its connection to Bitcoin, are we going to see a move? Then we have Ray of Light. We're going to look at Radium, and we're going to look at Radium at the beginning as well, and we'll look at some DeFi Llama charts, because Solana has flipped Ethereum, which I didn't think was going to happen, on a few other metrics than the normal ones. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to look at Phantom, got spooked yesterday, and then the favorite headline of the day, MLS Sui. Okay, it's not a new Japanese cuisine. It's a collaboration between Sui and the MLS. It just sounds better when you say MLS Sui, does it not? So that's really it. We've got the X-Files at the start. I am lagging one little bit. Let me just check one thing. It requires an awful lot of energy to run these streams. I just want to make sure. Yes, again, Microsoft Edge runs in the background and just kills everything. So let me just get rid of Microsoft Edge. That should solve the problem of the lags. Good morning to Aaron Turner. Welcome to the show. If you are here and you're new, say hello in chat. I will give you a shout out. We try and do a relaxed stream here. I mean, I am not a spring chicken, and it is cold, okay? Let's not cut to the chase here. It's cold, and I feel it in my bones, okay? So let's go over and have a look at the charts then. Market cap is coming in. No real change. Dominance, Bitcoin, Ethereum dominance has moved up now well over 71.2%, which is good for Bitcoin. Ethereum is still lagging, but what did I say in the video? Ethereum will catch up in Q1. It always does. We're getting the FUD right now from everybody. We've had the ETF launch, but of course, don't forget, Grayscale dumped everything out and flattened the price. Ethereum has come down, but we're back at 2,600, which was the bottom of the two prices I had for Ethereum, $26 and $2,900. We have recovered there, and yes, we're lagging. We're only at 15% this year. As most people have pointed out, Ethereum has done worse than BNB, Solana, Doge, Tron, Ton. In the top 10, it's only underperformed. Oh, sorry, it's only overperformed XRP. But again, its time will come. Q1. If by the end of Q1 next year, Q2 next year, we are not seeing a $3,500, $4,000 Ethereum, then we can talk about the fact that Ethereum is a laggard and maybe swap out of it. But for now, it's not its time. It's Bitcoin's time. Bitcoin is shining. Let it have its moment in the sunshine. 71,250. ETH 26. BNB back over $600. We do like a $600 BNB. I'm not expecting it to do massive numbers in this bull run. I think BNB getting to $1,500 with BNB, don't forget, is going to add over 100 billion to its market cap. It's going to be a tough call. Solana is coming in at 180, having a nice run up there. I think Solana is going to have a good bull run. XRP, the stable coin, Dogecoin. Somebody asked, should they be buying a bag of Doge at this price? No, in my humble opinion, not financial advice. I don't like Doge. Of the top 10, I think it's going to underperform everything. If XRP gets closed, I think it will underperform. If Doge gets to 40, 50 cents, I'd be happy this bull run, but I'm not a fan of it as a coin. Tron, I think we were going to talk about Tron yesterday, or maybe we're going to talk the day before. I don't know how long Tron is going to hold on to the top 10 for, if I'm perfectly honest. Had a great run. Toncoin had a run. It had a breather. It might have another run. Let's wait and see. Those are the two coins that might get swapped out going into next year. Now, gainers and losers, I'm expecting to see some lovely gainers. Athena, Popcat, Mog, Pendle, Sui is back up. Maybe Sui found its bottom. I think we got to, what was it, 178 yesterday. That could have been the bottom for Sui. Let's see. Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, not a fan of those coins. The memes appear to have been doing well in the last 24 hours. And they're like the minor birds. Things go up a lot faster if you're a meme and down a lot faster if you're a meme. Losers then, Radium. We're going to talk about that. I think that is a solid buy. Casper, Celestia, Polkadot. Not really a lot losing at this moment in time. Why did my camera just go red? Just give me 1 second. That's really weird. Anyway, let me have a quick check of the chat messages. Okay. I think my tracking has gone off, which is fine. Right, let's get a move on then. I'll have a check of the messages in a second. Let's move on to some X-Files. There's a few Bitcoin-related ones today, and there's a few others as well. Just a reminder, the volumes going into the Bitcoin ETFs are huge, okay? These Bitcoin ETFs, 4 times the impact of the gold ETFs. They simply do not stop. Now, the question we've got to ask ourselves is, at the end of this bull run, let's say January 2026, what are those ETFs going to do? Are they just going to keep buying through the bear and through the bull market? Because we know about the bull and the bear market. We know about the 4-year cycle. Those people investing in their 401ks and their IBIT ETF investments, they don't care. They don't care. So we'll have to wait and see. There could be some interesting news coming out from those ETFs as they get further and further integrated into the rest of the financial system. Bitcoin has reached the highest price since June. Again, we're going to look at the chart in a minute. Dan Crypto Trades has a nice graph of what I've been wanting to show you, but I can't install this on my PC. It would absolutely kill it. This is the liquidity that I was talking about between 70 and 72k. Those very bright yellow blue lines are what I am talking about. Remember, if you are here, by the way, smash the like button. Let us know you are here. Happy my soul, AVAX FTM trades, good trades. Pepe I shorted at the wrong time. XRP is awful, sold to $300. I wouldn't buy Doge. Imagine the dump if Trump loses. I genuinely cannot see a Kamala Harris win. I just can't see it. And there's nothing behind those eyes. Nothing. I mean, I thought Biden was the worst president America's ever had. And I remember Reagan. I mean, Reagan actually had some sense about him. Even though he was an actor and he was in Margaret Thatcher's pocket, he was still a fairly decent president. He started the Star Wars campaign, for those of you that don't know. I thought he was bad. I thought George W. was bad. Then Biden came along, and now Kamala Harris has come along, and I think Kamala Harris is worse than Biden. But that's my personal opinion. Everyone's allowed their own personal opinion. Now, as you can see, the shorts have been crushed. The bears have been crushed for now. Okay, we saw an exact 180 of this a week ago. The bulls got absolutely crashed. The longs were taken out. And then we said, I don't know if we said last week, middle to end of last week, we said that there was likely to be a short squeeze to the upside. Would that get us above 70,000? It has done. So again, as you'd expect with the price of Bitcoin going up, the shorts are getting liquidated, but we're still only talking about $220 million. It's not a lot. You know, we've seen crashes and we've seen the likes of $600, $800 million wiped out in one day. Kamala would be the worst today. I think she would. And as I said, I remember a lot of American presidents. Bill Clinton was a good American president. He just got caught in the wrong situation. George Bush, the grandfather, he was decent apart from everything that went on. Obama, good president. But it's been going slowly downhill. I think the Democrat Party is stuck in what's called groupthink. They don't accept outside voices and dissents. And because when you get stuck in groupthink, you believe your own self. That's why you see these celebrities, they get so inflated with their own egos because they're just surrounded by yes people. What you need is critical thinkers to help you. Is Trump the best person for the Republicans? Absolutely not. But who's up against? I've said this before. If Liverpool played Accrington Stanley at Anfield, they'd win 8-9-0. Okay? You can't blame Liverpool for winning 8 or 9-0 when they're up against Accrington Stanley. You can't blame Trump and say when he wins, oh, well, he only beat Kamala Harris. Well, he only beat the Democrat Party. And that, if that's the best the Democrat Party have got to offer, they are in big trouble. Now then, this is the fees over the last 24 hours and over the last 7 days. You're always going to see Tether and Circle making the most. Their market caps now are absolutely huge. But look at this. Solana and Radium have overtaken Ethereum in fees. What does that mean? They are making more money than Ethereum. Now, we did exactly the same thing, maybe even only as recently as 6 months ago. And Ethereum was probably 4 times higher, 3 times higher than Solana. I don't think Ethereum has moved down that much. I think Solana has moved up. And there are a lot of metrics to suggest this. One, of course, is the trading volume. And that's where the DEXs come along. Now, yes, we're going to go and talk about Radium in a minute. But if we go and have a look at the 24 hours. Now, this has changed, by the way. Radium was number 1 last night when I put this together. But just look at the volumes of some of these newer DEXs and DEXs people hadn't really considered in the last bull run. Radium is second. Look at Aerodrome. It's 4th. Base looks like a solid layer 2 bet without its own coin, of course. Aerodrome is the number 1 DEX over on Base. It's looking very bullish for Aerodrome. Orca is in 5th place. So number 2 and number 5 are the top 2 on Solana. Then you've got Phoenix, which I've never heard of, I'm going to be honest, and Lifinity, which I hadn't heard of in a long time. So in the top 7, 4 of them are Solana-based DEXs. Very bullish. If we go to aggregators, aggregators aren't DEXs. They are a platform that pulls together all of the best prices from all of the DEXs on that chain. Jupiter is head and shoulders above everybody else in first position, and it's only on one chain. It's beating 1inch, it's beating a few others I can't mention the names of. So not only the DEX is doing well, the aggregators are doing well over on Solana. It's all looking very, very bullish for Solana. And again, we can talk about fake numbers, we can talk about fake transactions until we're blue in the face. But behind all of that, there is some real volume. And as I've said before, there's a good chance a lot of that volume has come from the meme culture over there. That is a possibility. Now, Ben Cowan must think it's Christmas, okay? He's going to wake up this morning, he's going to have his little socks on and his little hat, he's going to jump out of his bed, he's going to run over to his screen, waiting for 60% Bitcoin dominance. And we are nearly there. Remember when all of the press were telling you that this was the breakdown of the Bitcoin dominance? Do you remember that a few weeks ago? Then we had it kind of here as well. Didn't happen, did it? because Bitcoin dominance is more than likely going to break 60%, maybe go on to 61, 62. There's a long way to go between now and the end of the year. It might not make it to the end of the year. And if it does, it might make it to the third week of January. There's no hard and fast. These are just guidelines, okay? 60% is a guideline. 31st of December is a guideline. It doesn't have to happen this way. But as long as we follow it, once we start to see this and a real breakdown, okay, then we can start to talk about Bitcoin dominance breaking down and the alts breaking up. Now, very quickly, just to show you how fast this moves, look at what happened. Let's go to the weekly. Look at what happened to the Bitcoin dominance breakdown here. Okay, we were all the way up here back in 2021. Okay, we were up at 70%. And then look how fast we crashed and how quickly we crashed. That red line there, that is Bitcoin dominance breaking down. It went from 70% all the way down 43%. That's how fast it can happen. And that period of time was January to May. So that took 4 months to break down. It's taken us 3 years to get to where we are. And then it broke down in 4 months. So when it happens, it is fast and it is brutal. Now then, before we look at the Bitcoin chart, let's get into some news. I do not want to I want to try and get the show over in an hour. That's what we always do. Don't want to be here forever, keeping you on your Tuesday morning. Right, let's get into it. Remember, smash the like button. Kind of scary that the US can only put for Trump and Kamala. The problem is, it can't. There's a raft of people behind Kamala and Trump that would do a better job. Robert Kennedy, very good candidate. You could look at, who else do they have? Bernie Sanders would have been a great candidate, a little bit socialist, but would have been a great candidate 8 years ago, maybe. DeSantis, candidate. Vivek Ramaswamy, I apologize for the name. Incredible candidate. But you've got to remember, you've got to have the right face to fit the role. And Robert Kennedy has his croaky voice. And unfortunate, Vivek is probably the wrong demographic to win over Middle America. But if you look at the team that Trump's got behind him, it's got Vivek in it, it's got Robert Kennedy, it's got that lady that I can never remember the name of, and of course it's got Elon Musk. So he has a team behind him. So you're not voting for Trump, you're voting for that team. That's the way I'm looking at it. The same with Kamala's got Tim Wise. Do I like Tim Wise? No. Don't like anything, don't like his history. But I'm not American. Metaplanet boosts Bitcoin holdings to 1,000 Bitcoin with a $10,000 buy. This is the Japanese company, I believe, is it not? Yes. The Tokyo-based firm's Bitcoin reserve now stands at 1,018 Bitcoin. They have been referred to in the past as the Japanese version of MicroStrategy. This breaking, well, not breaking news. This news has been superseded by something that I've been talking about for a long time on this channel. And that is, we were going to go from degens to retail to TradFi, the BlackRocks of this world. And then the next step was going to be blue chip companies. And the final step after that was going to be sovereign nations and nation states holding Bitcoin. That was the path I saw. And we've kind of got to an amalgamation of it. The news came out that Ethiopia and 2 other countries are mining Bitcoin with their country's assets. So Ethiopia is mining Bitcoin. 2 other countries are mining Bitcoin. El Salvador and Bhutan are buying Bitcoin. That's now 5 countries. America under Trump is allegedly going to buy 1 million Bitcoin. That's 6 countries. The UK, I would imagine, and I can't say this with a straight face because we've got Keir Starmer in charge, they will probably hold on to the 150, 200,000 Bitcoin that they have got. That makes 7, 8 countries in the world that hold Bitcoin. And you're telling me that the contagion hasn't started yet? Believe you me, this is the beginning of the end of adoption of Bitcoin. And we've kind of merged the traditional finance, blue chip companies, and nation states together. We've kind of got to it all in one big snowball effect. So Metaplanet is just another MicroStrategy. They've got 1,000 Bitcoin. Remember, there's only 20 million Bitcoin. 20 million Bitcoin to go around. Are we going to get to the point where countries are going to try and acquire the assets of their citizens if they hold Bitcoin? Potentially, we don't know. But this is great news for Bitcoin. Let's move on and have a look at the chart. We don't need to read too much about that. Good morning, Danny. Do I think we will retest below 70? I pray that we don't. I think that we will. My heart says no, and my head says yes. I think we need to spend a while at this price. Remember, 72,000 was the closing wick. We did get to 73 and a bit, didn't we? But we didn't close at that price. So if we go all the way back up here, we wicked, but we closed at 73. Okay, we closed at 73, but we wicked to about 73.9. Now, again, we've been on this, well, I'm not going to call it lovely. It's like being in purgatory, this, coming on here 5 days a week, talking about the same price action, month after month, week after week, breaking above the bull market support band, not breaking above the bull market support band. And it's just basically been the same thing over and over again. Now, what's happened? I said yesterday, we need to get to 70,100 and 70,900. So let's just put my two lines in there. Okay, they were my two lines, and they coincided with, believe it or not, the Bitcoin CME chart and this chart. They were my two lines. Now we are sitting above both of them. Hats off to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gone from a 6 out of 10 now back up to an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, it's got a B plus. It's not quite at an A yet. I want us to do something like that. Okay, I want us to come down towards 70,000 and then find support somewhere, 70,100, whatever it might be. If we don't, we are probably going to come down and retest maybe 69, something like that. Okay, we need to find a level of support somewhere. I'd love it to be at 70,000, but what I want and what I get are two totally different things. Okay, but I do think we will have a retest. We're never going to go up in a straight line, are we? And if we do go up in a straight down, we're going to come back and retest. Remember, this bull market support band, you can come away from it for a long time, but at some point you have to test it. And it's like a lagging price, so it will do this, okay, as we get towards the end of the year. Now, what we could do, and there's a very good chance of it, we could have a retest. We could go higher. We could get rejected off 80,000. We could come back to the bull market support band before the end of the year, and then we could trigger on higher. But we're never going to go up in a straight line. The same way I always say to people, we're never going to go down in a straight line. So I think we'll get a retest. I don't know when that will be. There is some macro news coming out on Friday, which I need to go and research about and find out what it is. That could be the shake. We are on Tuesday. We could have another couple of days. The ETFs are buying in bigger and bigger chunks, okay? We've talked about this before. There's only 3,000 Bitcoin a week being made. They're buying 30,000 Bitcoin a week. It's not going to take long for that to really start to impact on reserves. And then the big question is, when do the ETFs sell? When is there going to be sell pressure from those ETFs? Because I keep saying maybe we don't have a bear market on Bitcoin because the ETFs keep buying. What happens if the ETFs sell? We could have the worst bear market in history. And we just had the worst bear market in history. We could beat that. We could go from 120, 140,000. We could go to $40,000 if the ETFs dump. If they get to 1.5 million Bitcoin by the end of the bull run and they dump 300,000, it's gonna bring, and it's gonna smart. It's gonna bring tears to your eyes. But I don't know. It's an unknown. I can't tell you where the price is going to go. I can only give you what I think is going to happen. Right then, what's this one about again? Oh yeah. So okay, now again, this has become a little bit of an in-joke with me. These price predictions are great headline catchers, because you can go and buy XRP at 50 cents and you're going to make 190x if this comes true. So you'll turn your $100 into $19,500, something like that. But again, an analyst gives XRP a massive price target of $95 based on his comparison with the crypto to Netflix stock. It might reach $95 in the near future, a prediction that has generated considerable interest given the current price of the cryptocurrency. Egrag Crypto explained his reasoning. If XRP follows the path of Netflix stock growth, which is currently at $749, indicates potential target for XRP. He shared a chart. I mean, how many years is this? So it's 7 years out. That brings us to 2030, 2031. Most people predict Bitcoin will be at $1 million by 2030, 2031. So that is a 15x from here for Bitcoin. XRP is a smaller coin, of course, so maybe that does a 20x. What does that put XRP at? $10, okay? $15, something like that, if it ever does that. Again, I can never get my head around how these people seem to think that putting charts on top of other charts, which are in totally different industries doing totally different things, and then say, oh, well, XRP is going to go to $649. There is no chance on earth that this bull run, we are going to see more than a $5 or $7 XRP. In the next bull run, which is 2029, maybe we see a $20 XRP. Now, the reason I might sound relatively miserable, I suppose you could call me, is this. And that is very simple. If you look at the market caps of the top coins, XRP is 30 billion. I don't even want to work out what it comes out if we times it by 10, times it by 100, times it by 200. So that's going to give us a $6 trillion market cap for XRP. The total market cap of crypto, as it is today, is 2.4 trillion. So we're going to need to see a 150x. So the market cap of crypto would have to be 400 trillion, really, to get to that price. Okay. Now, I said $5. That puts us at 300 billion. That's still adding 270 billion to the market cap of XRP. That's going to be a tough call. Okay. I'm not saying it's impossible. Don't get me wrong. It's not impossible. If we do go to 6 trillion, if we do go to 8 to 10 trillion, like I've said, that's a 4x on everything. Okay. But remember, Bitcoin is the top dog. Okay. So Bitcoin is half of that. So if we do go to 8 trillion, Bitcoin could go somewhere in the region of 180,000, say. Because Ethereum and everything else will take up more of the market cap. The Bitcoin dominance will break down, so it will gain, but not gain as much as everything else. So XRP at $5 would be an absolute top for me. If it gets to $3, I think that's solid. That's a 6x from there. But again, why do I include these articles that are clearly nonsense? The reason is when I started 8 years ago, I read those titles and I went, I'm going to go and buy $100 of XRP because by my calculations, I will have $20,000. Okay. That's how I used to do it. That was 8 years ago. And I thought I knew a little bit about stuff then, but I trusted what I read. And that's the difference. It's not that I didn't know math. I trusted these experts. Now I don't trust any of them because their headline attentions, I could make a video, $100 ADA, okay? 2025, $100 ADA. That would be my title. And every ADA person in the world will go and watch that video and I will say how bullish I am on ADA and how this is absolutely fantastic. And look at us go, and we're connected to Bitcoin. We're going to go to the moon. It's going to be the second biggest asset in the world. I could make those videos all day long and probably have a lot more subscribers than I have today. But it's disingenuous, and I don't care what they say, it hurts people, because you will go out and buy $100 of ADA at today's price and expect a 300x and expect to have $30,000 next year. And you will probably be sitting on about $600, $700, okay? So you have to understand that these people tell you these price targets because they want you to watch and read their articles. Now, this connection between ADA and Bitcoin is real. I'm not making this up. It does happen. Bitcoin OS is going to connect the Cardano blockchain to Bitcoin. I kind of covered it a little bit yesterday, but now we've got an article to talk about it. It's going to go through the Boss Grail bridge. Now, as soon as I see the word bridge, I'm immediately not a fan. Because if we want to talk about where do vulnerabilities happen, what gets hacked, it tends to be bridging from one chain to another, okay? Wormholes get hacked, bridges get hacked. Again, I'm not saying this one's going to get hacked, but I don't see a potential ADA price of $1.80 based on this news, okay? But it's solid. Why do I think this is solid? Because I think it gives Cardano a niche, and a big niche, that if it can get first mover advantage over everybody else with this and get a DeFi system in place, then maybe it will recover some of its value and therefore some of its price. The integration is intended to make Cardano a smart contract layer in Bitcoin, enabling the integration of the two. This will allow Cardano DeFi developers to interact with the Bitcoin market directly without the need for middlemen. The partnership was revealed at the Cardano Summit that I touched on briefly last week. The integration is a component of this initiative and provides a secure, trustless connection for Bitcoin transactions. Now, one of the things that you need to know about this, because it's important, is you will be able to pay for your transactions on the Bitcoin chain in ADA. That's the big thing from Charles. So if you want to send 0.1 Bitcoin from A to B, that will cost you 20 ADA. You won't have to spend Bitcoin to send that transaction. It will be an ADA amount, okay? So it's integrated at quite a decent level. Now, what I'm waiting to see is what the maxis are going to say about this, because I would imagine they're going to turn around and say, why use Cardano to transact on Bitcoin when you can just do it directly onto Bitcoin? Solid argument, very well taken argument, but the DeFi element of Bitcoin leaves a lot to be desired. If there is a way where Cardano can build a DeFi yield-bearing system connected to Bitcoin, that could be the value. Would I personally use that? No, because I don't see Bitcoin as a yield-bearing asset. I see it as a store of value. I see it as something that's an inflation hedge and something that will go up over time. So I wouldn't put my Bitcoin really anywhere near it. Maybe I'd put 0.1 or something near it just to test it out and see how it works. I'm certainly not going to go in with a Bitcoin or whatever. So Charles has been talking about this. We don't need to cover this off. We've covered it before. What is interesting, though, is this going to help the price of Cardano? Now, this was announced 3 days ago. 3 days ago, Charlie Boy said this. And what's happened to the price of ADA since? Well, it's going to be a surprise as much for me as it is for you, because I haven't looked at the ADA chart in about 2 weeks. By the way, we are in the middle of a storm here. So if I suddenly disappear, you will know why, because there is a little bit of lightning outside that keeps catching my attention. Okay, so this came out here. Why is this VWAP on my chart? Right, this news came out here. Okay, and we are, yes, we are starting to see a pump. Not a big one, but enough. So since the news came out, we've gone from 31 to 35. So that's a fairly decent move in that time. We've got a lot of things to do to get through on ADA. We've got to break this area up here. 42 cents is my next target. We need to get to 42 cents on ADA, break the bull market support band, and we need to do that before we even consider getting back towards this level of 50 cents up here. If we want to have a $3 ADA at the end of this bull run, I think we need to be somewhere between about 60 and 90 cents by the end of the year. And given that we're at 35 cents, that's going to be tough, okay? But I do think we need to be well above 50 cents by the end of the year. That gives us some time, by the way. It's not a case of we don't have a lot of time. We've got 9 weeks. And these kinds of moves that happen here, these happen over a 10-day period, 12-day period. So it can happen. We could carry out one of those moves and we could be, let's grab hold of that. We could be over 44 cents by the 8th of November. So those kind of moves can happen. I am a fan of Cardano. I do like the technology. I do like the proof of stake that they've built. I do like what they're doing in Africa. I do like a lot about it. But at the end of the day, Charles has got to come up with the goods to add the value to the chain. I do not have a massive bag of Cardano. It's maybe 3% of my portfolio, okay? But I do hold it for full disclosure. Right then, we're moving on. How long do we have? We've not got too bad. We've got 20 minutes. Let's have a look. Where are we? Memes on Pulse Chain. Wow, okay. Well, we will have a look at that maybe tomorrow. Good morning, Solo Sky. Welcome. Remember, everybody, okay, we live in Victorian times over here, and our clocks have changed. So on Sunday, the clocks moved an hour. So if you live and you don't use daylight savings time, we're an hour different. I haven't changed the time. It's still 11:38 here, but it's an hour out for you. And our Solo Sky, we've moved forward an hour, so Solo Sky is catching us at a different time. So I do apologize. All right, the Solana DEX Radium processes all-time high daily volume. Again, in a bull run, there is one certainty. DEXs are going to make money, whether that be Radium, Aerodrome, WolfSwap, Orca, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, whoever it might be. They will all make money in the bull run because the transactions go up, okay? I'm not saying they're going to 100x each, but they will do exceptionally well. But the key is that you sell them in the bull run. If you hold on to DEX tokens as they go from all-time highs or near all-time highs in this bull run, if you hold them all the way through the bear market when nobody's trading and they're not making volumes and the coin loses its value, what was the point of buying it in the first place? If you buy Radium today at $2 and it goes to $8 or $9 or $10 in this bull run and you don't sell, and then it comes all the way back down to $3 or $4 or even $2, who's to blame? You bought the token expecting the price to rise. The price rose and you held on. You're like Gollum, okay? Don't be Gollum, okay? It's not precious. You're not married to any of these tokens. Now, Radium will do well, the same way Jupiter will do well. Jupiter got over $1 a few days ago. I'm expecting a good $5 to $10 in this bull run for Jupiter. It's the coin, it's the unicorn for me on Solana. And yes, the better Jupiter does, the better that Radium and Orca will do. Remember, Jupiter is an aggregator. It uses Orca and Radium. It forces them to give the best prices. So you win by using Jupiter. You win by using WolfSwap. But it doesn't mean Radium isn't going to do incredibly well. Now, $1.8 billion in transactions on October the 23rd. That was better sorry, that was better than the all-time high in December 2023. It was 1.65 billion. Remember, October to December last year, we had that massive run up, didn't we? We went from what, $15,000 or $18,000 for Bitcoin. We ran all the way up to, what was it, 60,000, 55,000, and a 1,000% increase over the September low. I mean, it's doing well, but again, ebbs and flows. It will do well, then it might have a quiet period in November or December. You want to look at it as a whole. You know, these DEXs, they show you the health of a chain, and however we look at it, Solana's chain is healthy. Whether that's been got there through fake it till you make it, that's not for a discussion now. So Radium is a good token. I would certainly look at Radium. I don't hold any Radium, full disclosure, and I don't plan to hold any Radium. But I will go and look at the Solana chart, because one of the reasons that I am so bullish on lots of the Solana-based projects is the metrics that they're putting out now. Okay, I showed you before that Solana and Radium, and was it Radium, I think, or Jito, they're now making more money than Ethereum. That was nowhere near the case 12 months ago. So what's happened? Has Ethereum fallen by the wayside? No, I think it's stalled. But I think it's stalled because they've made a few changes. They've reduced the amount of fees that they take from the layer 2s. Layer 2s on Solana are doing incredibly well. Okay, let's not make no bones about it. Those people who are calling Ethereum dead are probably soul maxis. Ethereum isn't dead. The layer 2s are going hand over fist. And they sit on top of Ethereum. And this has always been the goal of Ethereum, to have everything processed on layer 2s and then rolled up and put onto Ethereum, because Ethereum simply can't cope with the amount of volume it will have in the future. So I don't think Ethereum is dead. I think we're going to have a different conversation about Ethereum in April, May next year. I think people are going to be a lot more bullish on it. But the problem is, when you have the likes of Ton and Tron and Solana having a good 2024, you kind of look at Ethereum and think, well, why is that happening? Ethereum is doing what everything else is doing. Outside of the coins that we talk about, Polygon has had a shocking year. Optimism, shocking year. Arbitrum, shocking year. All of those layer 2s on Ethereum, shocking year. We go off those chains and we look at other projects. Other than the likes of Sui and Sei that have had good years, a lot of them are absolutely phantom, Chronos chain, volumes nearly at all-time lows. So what they're doing is they're comparing the best runners of this stage with Ethereum, which I think is unfair, because out of 100 cryptocurrencies, 5 or 6 have done well, the rest haven't, and we're comparing Ethereum to that. And I'm not an Ethereum maxi either. I'm going to be selling my Ethereum if it gets anywhere near the price I think it's going to get to. Anyway, that is not why we're here. We ran up from $126, which was only a month and a half ago. We've gone up nearly 50% in that period of time. We have my line on here, which again, my lines are drawn whenever I did this chart last. I haven't drawn them in a particular way before the stream. Go back and have a look at the last time I looked at Solana. My next target is 184. This target was blown away. $173 was blown away. This target here was about 164. I mean, we wobbled a little bit there. We had a bit of time there. We had a little bit of time up here. Not really, but we did break through them. We're heading to 184. Now, again, why is Solana having a good time at this moment? AI memes. I also think something's going on in the background with the likes of BlackRock, who will be buying Solana for the ETF. Okay, we all know what they did with Ethereum last year. With Bitcoin last year. They spent all of last year buying Bitcoin, and then didn't tell anybody they were buying it. They bought it through a trust, and then get to the ETF and they go, surprise, we've got 100,000 Bitcoin or whatever it was they had. If they're going to launch a Solana ETF, they're going to buy it now and not tell anybody. And that's what I think is also part of this. It happened towards October last year. It's happening again now. I think there is, as well as the meme culture, as well as the DeFi flows, as well as everything else, I do think that maybe in March, April next year, when we get the Solana ETF approved, we're going to find out that BlackRock own, I don't know, 1 million Solana, for example, because they need to seed the ETF with funds to start with. So I think this pump is also, you know, it's never going to be one thing. It's going to be an amalgamation of lots of things. And I think the memes, the DeFi, the buzz around Solana, and I think there is in the background a little man in a suit buying 5 or 10,000 Solana a day. I mean, it looks really good. The chart looks solid. I think if we get past 184, remember what CryptoZeros said, by the way. I always try and remember what some of these crypto guys say as targets for the bull run, as targets for the year. And I think CryptoZeros said that Solana would get to $1,000 by the end of the year. My target for the end of the year, and a really good target for the end of the year for Solana for me, would be $300. I don't think without the ETF we're going above $600. And again, I'm going to be wrong. I don't care if I'm going to be wrong. I don't think I'm giving you an unrealistic target. That's the key. I think 300 by the end of the year is great. Even 250 by the end of the year would be fantastic. And that is only 50% away. It's not far. I'm not giving you ridiculous targets. I think $300 by the end of the year. I think I put that in my video that I made about Solana 3 months ago. Do think we will touch $1,000 on Solana at the end of this bull run with an ETF. But it has to get the right set of wins in the sale to do that. Trump being one, lower interest rates being another, an ETF being another, maybe one or two projects building on Solana would be another, and then yes, we would be talking. I think we talked about the flippening yesterday and why it was never going to happen. I think there is more chance of Solana flipping Ethereum than Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. I think there is a 0% chance of Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, and this cycle, by the way, and I think this cycle there's a 2% chance of Solana flipping Ethereum, and I think by the end of the next cycle, I think there's a 60-70% chance of Solana flipping Ethereum. But I don't think any of that is going to happen. I just think that there's more chance of Solana getting its teeth into Ethereum than Ethereum getting to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's gone. Bitcoin's gone. It's out the door. Solana's Phantom wallet experiences technical difficulties during the Grass airdrop. This isn't so much about Phantom. I want to talk about Grass. It's experiencing issues. Basically, the back end went to hell in a handbasket. It didn't work. It stopped. The Grass airdrop, I believe, was the biggest single airdrop on Solana to date. Was it 500 or 600,000 people claimed it or something ridiculous like that? Now, the one thing I will say about the Grass tokens, and I wasn't in this, by the way, I didn't get the airdrop, is there's a lot of people saying that farming this Grass airdrop was actually a scam. Now, I don't know. I haven't researched it, so I don't want to say the wrong things. But if I held Grass, I would sell it. The same way that when there was the airdrop recently where you got dupe and you got cloud, I sold the cloud and I kept the dupe. Okay? You can't hold everything. And if you do, the majority of it is going to go to zero. I would sell Grass if I was given it today. I have sold dogs. I have sold cats. I have sold Notcoin. I didn't sell Ton. Okay? So there are coins you need to decide whether you keep it or not. Did you just farm it for the 30 or 40 or $100 that you're going to get? Okay. Or you've got your 30 or 40 or $100 worth of Grass. Well, sell it. Sell it and put it into Radium or dupe or pick a random meme AI and degen in. But a lot of the airdrops, remember the first few months, if there's 500,000 people claiming Grass, there's going to be 300,000 people selling 100,000 people holding and maybe 100,000 people buying. The price is likely to go up, likely to go down, likely to go up. I'm not interested in holding every airdrop I get. I spoke yesterday about Cross. I think Cross is a scam. I said, even though it could be considered to be a scam, if you're farming it or you're mining it or you get it for free and you sell it and you make money, who cares? That's the name of the game. If you get $25 of Cross, I would sell it. I would sell it because I can't prove anything they've said. They are talking about having partnerships with X, Y, or Z. I can't prove it. They're talking about having investments from the likes of Thiel Capital. I can't prove it. Therefore, if I get the token and I can make $10, $20, or $100 out of it, I'm going to sell it. But I'm going to sell it to a secure asset, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, whatever it might be. But again, the choice is yours. It's got nothing to do with me. You want to hold it, you hold it. Right then, moving very swiftly on. Remember, if you are here, smash the like button. Say hello. Let me know that you are there. Let me know that you are real. We've got a few likes. We don't have many likes. People don't click the like button anymore. It's a shame. It's an absolute shame. And before we go, at the end, it's 11:52. So I've got some time to talk about this. I'm going to recap what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is a busy day. 3 live streams. 3 live streams in one day. This is why I've got grey hair. It's not helping Tariq in Telegram every day. It's the live streams. It's a lot of work. We're going to go through that after the end of this. Now, this is the Amelazui, which is not, as I said, a Japanese cuisine. This is the MLS Quest collectibles on Sui. Now, if you've watched me before, you will know what I think of GameFi. You will know what I think of NFTs. Okay? If you gave me fish and chips wrapped up in an NFT, it would go in the bin. If you sent me an NFT, I'd sell it. Okay? I don't like them. Okay? What I do like is the ERC 404s. I like them. They're a combination of NFT and token. They have use. Okay? Utility tokens have use. Tickets, yes. Season tickets, VIP passes, yes. Pictures of a past his prime Messi, no. So, fans can collect digital video collectibles on Sui, both online and real-world events, says Andrew Hayward. MLS has launched a new NFT collectibles platform called MLS Quest on the Sui network in a team-up with crypto startup Suite. The free-to-play experience lets soccer fans search for key play of the game medallions at online and physical pickup zones across North America, including at real-life MLS matches. Once claimed, the medallions will reveal highlights from past and present MLS matches. Absolutely fantastic. Where does MLS football come in on a world stage? Is it better than France, Germany, Spain, the UK, Portugal? It's like third division football. Fans who collect all 4 medallions from a single match will compete a quest and unlock rewards. Absolutely wonderful. I couldn't think of anything more exciting than watching clips of footballers who are clearly nowhere near the elite status, scoring goals against goalkeepers that have no idea about position. With MLS Quest and our partnership with Suite, we're excited to offer a unique collectible challenge that embodies the commitment to cutting-edge digital innovation. It's launched a free redeemable collectible from the platform's official website. Additional collectibles are currently starting at $4 whole American dollars. Now then, this is all trash. But again, trash is something you can make money out of. Remember, when you have these airdrops or these NFTs, if somebody out there is willing to buy it off you and you can make a profit, you can make a profit. When I talk about grass and selling the grass token, I would sell it and then I would go onto the exchange that you're watching me on now and I would buy something decent. Okay? And if you've got $50 spare or $100 spare from these airdrops and you want to go YOLO into something, then we have several tokens that we have talked about on here, none of which I hold, none of which I'm sponsored to tell you about, apart from you, but we're not really sponsored to tell you about you. They just sponsor the stream, we've picked meme coins that we think are going to do well. And unfortunately, they've done really well, which means the returns you will get won't be the 20 or 30 or the 40x's. From now on in, they're likely to be 10 or 15x's, maybe 10. But you have to remember, the closer we get to the end of next year, the less and less return you're going to see. 2 years out, if you'd have bought MOG or Mew or Bonk, if you'd have bought the meme coins way back when, even so far this year, you'd be up 5 or 10x. Next year, you might do another 5 or 10x, but compound, you'll have made 20, 25x on that coin. You can't come in at the end of a party and expect to find sausage rolls. They'll have all gone, okay? You can't expect to sit here in December and January next year and say to me, where do I make 20x this year from? I told you in September to have your bags packed. Have your bags packed. Have the coins that you want to buy. Now, the only thing we haven't done is do a live show about how to dollar cost average out of the bull market. We haven't made that video yet because we're still a year away, hopefully a year away. But what I have done for the OGs is I made a video about the bull run. And in it, I told you the length of the bull run and how I would roughly get out as in a video, but I didn't do it as a live stream. And that's where we probably will do it as a live stream, but we're not going to do it probably till next year. So we have a plan for how to get out, and it doesn't have to be done in a day or a week. You do have time. But very quickly want to show you this before we go. Actually, no, there's two things I need to show you before we go. Look at Chippy on Salt utility. If you hold $100,000, get food. Yes, I know. And it's, I'm not going to call that a scam because it's not fair. What I am going to say is that is Martini Guy's coin. And he tried to do a collab with BitBoy on it. And yes, you can win free fish and chips. But the token price has been atrocious. It's down 90%. He made it into the news in the Yorkshire Press, I think it was. And yeah, it's a great fad. But again, you're not going to spend $1,000 buying Chippy tokens to win $15 worth of chips, are you? Now then, very quickly, want to show you this, okay? These are the meme coins returns for this year. This is what I was saying about buying them before now, okay? Flocky's up 300%. Popcat will ignore. That's up ridiculous amounts. 1,400% for Dog with Hat. 600% on Pepe. 82% on Shib. 85% on Doge. So just holding any of these top coins, you're already up for the year. Brett is up 164%. This one, Mew, this is one of our picks. Popcat is one of our picks. Mog. Where is Mog? Have I gone past it? Oh, there we go, Mog. There's another one of our picks. Again, Cat in a Dog's World, Mog Coin, and Popcat. I told you about Popcat at 60 cents. It's now 3x'd from there. Cat in a Dog's World has done 100%. Brett, I told you anything below 11 cents is a good price. It's still not gone anywhere. But the most I see for Brett is a 10x from here. The most I see from Popcat from here is maybe a 5 or 6x. Again, $10 billion caps, I think some of these coins will get to, not all, okay? Remember, in the last bull run, Shib had very little competition and ran to 36 billion. We've got so many more meme coins this year that most of these are not going to have incredible runs to the hundreds of billions, but we can set a fair target for them and say, that's why I pick the coins at this price. Mog, can Mog do a 10x to 7.7 billion? Yes, I think it can. So can Brett. I'm not saying they're going to go to 50 to 100 billion. That's ridiculous. And that might only happen for one coin. That's why I'm picking the coins down here. Even Bonk is starting to come down a bit, but it's an older coin. It might not have the oomph to get it back over the line. So check your meme coins, but look for coins under $1 billion market cap. And then look for coins that are above say 300 or 400 million. That's your hit zone. Now, Goat had a run. It's fallen back a bit. Nero had a run. It's fallen back a bit. Notcoin, I think, is trash. And again, I think cats are going to do well this cycle. Right then. Bluff City Breaks is back in chat. Good morning to you. I'd stay away from that then. Yeah, I would stay away from Chippy Coin as well. Right, very quickly then. I think it's the end of the show. It is. Right. What we're going to do now, if we close that down and we go over here, and then you get a bigger version of me. Look at that, a bigger version of me. I know you like the bigger version of me because you can see all the grey hair. I'm starting to look like that bloke out of The Witcher. You know, the bald one with the grey beard that tries to betray everybody. That has the owl. I'm starting to look like him. Right then, tomorrow, October the 30th at 7 p.m. Central European Time, 6 p.m. in the UK, we will have our Mew Night. And the Mew Night, we will be giving away Mew Token, which is available on all good exchanges from today. No, actually, it's been out for a while. We're going to go over meme coins. We're going to go over cat-themed meme coins. We're going to go over Mew. And we're going to give away probably 5 prizes in Mew. Okay? It is, as you can see, if I do that, you can see these two here. That's supposed to be me and Brogan. We have not got the Jedi outfits on this year. If you want a laugh, go back and have a look at our previous Halloween stream. I looked like that red Jedi from Star Wars. This year, we've got a different path. We've got different names. I'm not going to give it away. But please join us on October the 30th. It will be fun. Kabir has just arrived at the end of the show. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits. It's now 12:02, and we have some of our Halloween costume arriving via DHL anytime in the next hour. So I need to move along. Remember to give us a follow wherever you are. We are at 100 and we're nearly at 180,000, aren't we? I think we're nearly at 180,000. So give us a follow. Join us. That's all I'm going to say. I'm tired now. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Let's hope we hold 70,000. Ciao.